It's really good to meet you.
Good to meet you as well, man.
I'm glad we finally get to sit down and talk and
absolutely.
get to do this.
Yeah.
I'm here with REDEYEBROWN. We're at Division Street Dispensary. They've let us use their facilities to come and do this interview, and I'm excited to have you here, man.
I appreciate that, man. I'm excited to be here.
So what got you into music, man? What got you started?
So at the age of like 18, 19, I picked up a guitar. I guess I can rewind a little bit. I've always, my stepfather and his brothers and stuff got me into listening to music, and music was always kind of, just played in the background and growing up. I first started out with a drum set and realized that it's hard to find a place to play those, without making anybody angry.
Yeah.
Local neighbors and stuff. Then I realized I was trying to go with, guitar tempos, and I wasn't really a drummer, so kind of put music down for a couple years, and then a friend of mine at the time actually had a guitar and wanted to have someone to play with, and I was like, I don't really know how, so I'll pick it up and play around with you. And it actually really struck my interest, and I remember at the age of 18, I played every day for a year and a half straight, and just really got into it. There was a lot of pickups and put down moments where but I guess what really got me into music is the experience that I had with picking up the guitar, being indulged in music. My friend just showed me so much at that time. He was experienced at playing, and
what music were they showing you?
So that's the cool thing is it all started out with vinyl records, man. All older stuff, 50s, 60s, 70s. At the time we were probably doing things that we shouldn't have been doing, but it made it fun doing these things and just sitting on a record, and he was so knowledgeable about anything in the music, in that era of music, that he would explain these things in depth, and he would tell me why they started this song, or why they started the record with this song and ended it with this song, and all the people involved in it. So it got me really involved in studying.
What artists inspire you the most right now?
Right now, currently, well, this is an artist that I've been listening to pretty heavily, is Zach Bryan.
Okay.
I love his songwriting, but also I like Tyler Childers, Pine Grove. There's probably a few others that I could, come up with, but those are probably what inspires me to write and play music. Hosier,
Yeah.
he's really good. Charles Bradley.
It's interesting you mentioned Tyler Childers, because your music kind of reminds me a little bit of Tyler Childers' sound.
I've actually been told that,
Yeah.
Which is it's a compliment. Yeah, that's awesome.
Without a doubt. So what would be, now that you're starting out, and this is new for you, and you're seeing how things are done in the world and how to get where you are, what would be your advice to young musicians just starting out that want to get in the position you're in?
Walk, don't run. You're likely to miss the fun, because we live in a fast-paced, the world's very business related,
Yeah.
and everything's let's do more and more and more, and I believe that actually can hinder artists to progress in the right direction and bring an unauthentic approach to it. So it's just enjoy it, like to do it, and just record anything. Always turn your camera on. Always, just put up your phone. At least make notes on what you're doing with your music, because you can always even if that doesn't mean anything to you now, I've picked up stuff years later that I've written or played and put a new twist on it. So it's just embrace it, and just hold on to all of your material, and eventually you'll get something.
I like it. Let's set this off to the side.
So, what kind of guitar do you use?
A Taylor.
Taylor?
Yeah, it's I mean, I don't know if you want to know model specifics, but I think it's a 214 CE.
I think there would be some people that want to know
Yeah.
specifics.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a Taylor 214 CE. It's pretty. It's entry level Taylor, but they're expensive. Even though they're entry level, I would say it's probably like your first or second step into like a live audience guitar, something that you can plug in and play to a live audience, and it has a big enough sound. And I actually, when I first bought it, I was used to playing on a Fender, like travel guitar, and I've had a few others throughout the years. But whenever I was like, I'm gonna really pursue this music thing, I needed something I could plug in and something that's acoustic electric. And when I bought it, I actually, for the first 3 days, I was scared because I was so used to playing with my other Fender for so long, and it doesn't have as much of a pop and bright sound. It took me a while to get singing to it, but it also forced me to be better in certain areas of my singing. So
That's awesome.
it took me a while though, and I was like, did I make the wrong purchase?
So do you think that's the one you're with? I mean, that's going to stick it out? Like, that's going to be your
I
Willie
think that-
Nelson and Trigger? Is that gonna be
Yeah.
your,
Yeah, I like that reference because that's that has a story behind it. And I believe that's like really cool. Something that's stuck around that long.
listening to Huey Lewis, "The Power of Love," and that's such a great song.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's what we need. We need more positivity and more direction in that, because there's so much right now that even in music that's negative, and it really ought not be. It doesn't have to be.
I agree.
Someone asked me the other day if music was medicine, what's your favorite song? I thought that was a great perspective to put, because music is medicine.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, if your food is your medicine, then what you're consuming in your music is going to affect everything you are and what you do. I remember being a young man, I'd listen to Metallica, and boy, I'd be doing 75. And I'd listen to Dolly Parton, and I could follow the speed limit.
Exactly.
So
no, it does. It has an effect, and that's actually. So originally, I started putting my music out because I was concerned about some health issues that actually turned out to be just in my head. Especially like with Google medicine. It's like you get to check in on things, and you're like, oh, I'm probably gonna die tomorrow. So yeah. I actually just wanted to get my story and my art out there a little bit more and be vulnerable, because I was like, well, if I die next year, then I'll never have the chance to put my stuff out there. Turns out that actually didn't be the case. I was just probably having some kind of anxiety, and I found a reason for me to want, because it's the way I approached my creative arts was with a camera or animation. I wanted to be a name in credits. I'm kind of a shy person. I'm kind of a person that's not really like loving being in front of the camera, in front of a huge audience. I've never been that person. I've never been a public speaker of any kinds. So what actually really inspired me was I was thankful enough to find peace in my life, and I'm sure a lot of my songs probably sound sad to other people, but it's just me kind of putting my music out there, that some of these things are from past events or past memories, and I think it helps me cope with getting that stuff out there and being vulnerable with my art. but I'm actually like the happiest I've ever been in my life, which was super cool. And I see things in a different way. And from somebody coming from a very negative mindset childhood and throughout my teenage years and stuff like that, being in negative, toxic environments, what I'm circling around to is the positivity thing. I want to like be a voice of reason for the broken, for people that are inflicted by this, are infected by the negative parasitic mindset that the internet has kind of created. And I believe that there is a lot of there's too much good in the world. There's too much beauty in it. If you really look outside of the internet arguments and the stuff like that, there's so much beauty, and I want to be that voice that helps people get through hard moments. A lot of my music lately has been about thinking positively and transitioning your mindset to out of that.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, and now I really do feel like James Franco in the interview, because you mentioned something about mental states and things like that, and it's important to me. I don't know if you've seen on my Facebook page, like, it's important to me to let people know the truth about where I'm at mentally. Absolutely. Because I think that can benefit young people and or people that can identify with what you're going through, and is that a part of your music, is that aspect of that?
Absolutely. So I believe that, I don't know if it comes with growing older or with age, that your mind just takes that turn where it's like, oh, the world's not too bad, there's not too much. It also has a lot to do with your environment that you're in, the things that you allow into your mindset. I've always been like a positive, even though I had like a rough childhood and certain aspects of like abuse and things like that, and then turning to like drugs and alcohol in my teens and stuff like that to try to cope with it. I think I really went into it just having fun, and then it became a problem, and I found myself in situations that my mindset was not meant to be in. Because I've always kind of had like an optimistic hope for the world, and like I've always wanted the best possible outcome that I can possibly be in. So that means making sure everybody around me has a great time, and I think that's important. I think people should be empathetic to that,
for sure.
And be more aware of how their actions can cause reactions in their immediate world, and how it can affect other people, and just how you talk about things. I think, I want, in my music, I just want to, I want to show people, I want to be the guy that is, even if it's just to 5 people, 500 people, a million people, whatever it is, if those people can look at, just people that know me personally, they can look at, oh wow, I've kind of been in a situation where, this guy's been in, and I've seen this guy be kind of down in the dumps and bring himself out of it. I've never been really like a religious person personally. It just wasn't really in my family to go to church on a Sunday or be anything like that, and I've always been a person that questions my surroundings. I always ask questions. I ask the world hard questions, and I do research on certain things, and So, and as
Would
a
you
writer,
say you're a spiritual person?
Absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely.
I got it. Just not religions that you've found yet.
Yes. And
I think a lot of people are finding themselves there.
Yeah,
right
absolutely.
now in life.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm a writer as well, so when I read the Bible or read anything in the Bible, I just see a very good book of how to live your life with a pure moral compass, with aspirations and goals, and with love, with it's a book that I think helps people with a pure state of mind and to have a purpose in life. I mean, I could go into depth with that, but I'll kind of keep it at that. Circling back around to is, I recently found within the last, I would say it started about 2 years ago, I found purpose. I explored so much in my 20s with different creative things and different passages where people were like, oh, you got to stick with one thing. That's not meant to be done in your 20s, I believe. I think you're supposed to explore multiple options, so at the end of it, or at a certain point in your life, even in your 30s and 40s, it's like, explore.
Now you have a real choice.
Yeah, because you've expanded your mind, you've understood what you do and don't like. It helps you build a purpose. It helps you build a sound path to where you want to take your life, and how your life is going to be important and to make the world go round. I think everybody should look at it that way. It's like, you're a very important person. You are part of this, and you can make a difference. And you don't think that you can make a difference, but if you sought after a creative pursuit, an important pursuit, a pure moral compass pursuit in your life, that you will have an effect on the future, no matter what. And it's hard to see that with the world definitely has some corruption in it, and there is like a point where you feel held back, but I believe if you just look for it, explore, and rake a path through the leaves, man, little at a time, a foot at a time, break a little path that gets you to where you want to go. You don't have to be there tomorrow. You don't have to be there in 10 years. Yeah. I think long-term thinking is important for the world, for the future generations.
Absolutely. And different thinking. We're going to have to start thinking differently.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to have to start understanding that maybe we're wrong on a lot of stuff, and that it's okay to be wrong, and do better for ourselves.
Exactly. I recently wrote a song, probably like a year ago now. It's about, you can't make perfect. You can't get to perfect.
That's right.
But you can try. That's what it's about. You got to try. If you seek perfection, you're probably in the right direction of, it's like, I want to be a better person, even down to that simplest things.
Yeah.
If you seek perfection, you will become better. You'll never be perfect, but you'll make progress. I think it helps. I think it helps grow businesses. I think it helps grow cities. Besides sports around here locally that I'm aware of, anybody can send me something that's not sports related, podcast or interview. Love to check it out just because I'm interested in what's going on locally here. But I believe we need more of this coming out of this town, because I've grown up here and I want to see this town grow with everything else. I haven't really stepped into the political side of things here. I've just heard things about that, and I hope that they allow. I hope that older mentality doesn't hinder our growth here. I really think that the people in charge of things, letting things like that happen and go on here, allow a little bit of new things. Take some risks to allow some new things to happen here, because I believe there's a lot of good talent here.
Yeah.
I believe there's a lot of beautiful people here, and you know, it's like, look how many films come here.
Yeah.
We have a lot to offer, and we have a lot of history here.
Yeah.
A lot of things can learn just locally about the area. And
well, one of the people that brings those movies to Guthrie, Adam Ropp, our councilman, you know, he's pro Guthrie, man.
yeah,
He
that's
loves
awesome.
Guthrie and everything.
That's awesome.
When they bring those movies into Guthrie, he literally tries to get everybody in Guthrie. It's hard because there's unions and stuff within the
Yes.
movie industries and stuff.
Yes.
But you know, he really tries to. If 20 bikes are needed, he's going to use a local Guthrie, bike. And he really strives to do that, and it's really cool. Which is good because I wanted to transition into Guthrie.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what are your favorite things to do here in Guthrie?
Well, for a while I was just I like to just be out in the community within I guess means. I used to like to drink a lot more than I do now, so I'd find myself within the local bars and that scene. I'm actually like seeking different things to do now, and I'm trying different new things around here to find a community, because that's not really my thing anymore. I want to progress past that. That was just a phase. And, I support all the people. I still go out to the bars and venues. I feel like we need more going on around here, not only for the children but also for adults. There needs to be more groups, needs to be more activities, and that doesn't mean new businesses popping up. That means the current businesses offering different things and opening up different things for people to enjoy. Right now, I'm a nature person. So I find myself a lot of the time just on a creek side around here, or out by the river or a lake. I believe all those places are very peaceful for me personally.
Yeah.
For writing, for just clearing your mind. So I would probably say that's my main thing right now, is just soaking up the nature around here, and also diving back into like the history of things, different museums around here, different like the old baseball shop that's moved locations, the Carnegie Library, just things like that. I'm just trying to expand my mind and be more, have better knowledge of my surroundings.
Yeah, I've heard a couple people make the suggestion we need a community center in Guthrie.
I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, I think it would be too, a place where they could put on heck, if you wanted to teach someone the guitar, you could volunteer and just do a class every evening and teach some kids the guitar, or have a place where they could have their weddings or their get-togethers or I know a lot of people, Alicia and I included, were doing like a Thursday night dinner, and we just invite any and all of our friends and have a potluck.
Yeah, absolutely.
And those kinds of things I think are needed. Like you said, beyond the bars are fine, and I still go in a bar every now and then.
I think they're a great community.
Yeah.
You can have a lot of great
Without a
conversations.
doubt, I've met some of the greatest people I've ever met at some of the bars in Guthrie.
Absolutely, me too.
Salt of the earth people, and
Yes.
and just people you'd want to know.
Yes.
But we do need something for families, and that is not bar related, that they can socialize and get to know each other. And I think it's pretty much we got to put down the social media.
Yes.
And just get social.
Yes, important. Especially, I mean, we already have the creative arts coming to us. I think we need to establish more things like that here, because it would be easier for outside businesses coming in to film here to find talent here, and I think that would help the economy around here, the ecosystem of, and you know, it would open up people to other job opportunities.
It's interesting. Everyone that I've mentioned, one person mentioned a community center or a civics center for Guthrie.
Yeah.
And everyone I've asked, hey, what do you think about this idea? Every single one of them is, we need that.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
and I think it's an overriding sense of a feeling in a lot of Guthrians that we do need something like that.
Yes.
I know there are some facilities and buildings that are owned right now in Guthrie that aren't being used at all.
Yes.
So yeah, that
put them to use.
One other thing that we were talking about, the one thing that you think that people can do to help in Guthrie, to be a positive influence and stuff. We missed that, so if we could go back and
okay. Yeah. So I think everybody should have some kind of pursuit to be a positive force of nature. By, I don't know if I'm going to hit this exactly how we did it.
That's fine.
But get out there, do more, be scared, embrace those scary moments, because they're usually not as bad as you might have them in your head. Be uncomfortable more. I know it sounds cliche. You probably hear that in a lot in, like, you know, successful people's podcasts, but I think it is. It helps build a show, and I think the more you do it, you actually get comfortable being uncomfortable, and I think that'll bring a lot of positivity and more progression. It's just not only to your personal life, but to your community as well. You will have a trickle effect, and that'll affect other people. That just your energy and, you know, your vibe, per se, will really help influence other people's actions. I believe that wholeheartedly. That the more you think about positivity and the cheesy quotes, it'll help your personal life, and you'll also that's why I think it's important to be positive, because your negative actions have a reaction to your surroundings. And I think that doing more and getting out more, even though you're scared or, you know, it feels weird because of where the world has been lately.
Yeah.
I think it's important not only for your own mental health and your own personal life, but for community and community growth and family.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. You know, we were talking about how Guthrie's in kind of a protective bubble right now, and we have an opportunity in Guthrie to, you know, to borrow a quote from politics, but not be political with it. You know, we really shouldn't be asking what Guthrie can provide for us, but that which we could provide to Guthrie, and you know, and to really shape our idea and our understanding of who we are as Guthrie. You know, and I think supporting local shops and local artists and local people and building them up and letting them know, hey, if there's not the world that's going to support you, there's at least 11,000 people right here in Guthrie that will support you.
Absolutely.
You know?
Relate. You'll find more people within your community and friends that you can relate with, because they know who you actually are, and you give them you have a platform to explain your side of the story instead of letting them decide on their own. It kind of gives them a deeper perspective to make a deeper decision of like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, I could relate with that guy. I like what he's saying here. Let's see if we can work something out together and make something happen. And I think that's super important. And I think the more people that do that, the faster we'll build a community. I think, I think community is important.
So, where can the people of Guthrie then expect to see you? What events do you go to? Do you go to the Red Dick Nights? Do you,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I try to hit most of those that I can. I actually hope that I can play on that stage one day. It's actually,
well, let's get you there, man. You're from Guthrie.
Yeah.
I would know what we're doing.
I would love to.
So tell us how we can get to your music, hear your music. What do we got going on?
Okay. So on all social medias, I'm pretty much REDEYEBROWN. Probably in parentheses my real name, Devin Johnson. You can find me Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, all that. You can find me under REDEYEBROWN or Devin Johnson. Usually have a link in most of my bios that you can go and click on, and it'll take you to all my music. But if that's out of your way, then you can find me on Apple Music, Spotify Music, Tidal Music, any major music platform. I'm not on SoundCloud or anything like that. I don't even know if people really listen to that too much anymore. But yeah, you can find me on any of those just under REDEYEBROWN. All one word, REDEYEBROWN. And that's how you can find most of my music. I only have one song out currently. I'm actually releasing a song on the 31st of this month that I'm pretty excited about. And I'm hoping to have a full EP, another 2 or 3 songs to add to those singles by springtime of next year, April-ish. I don't want to push myself and regret my words, but that's what I'm shooting for is spring. I'll have a full EP out, probably 4 or 5 songs that you can listen to.
That's awesome, man. Sure. And with that said, I think we're done.
Yeah.
I think we did it.
Yeah.
I think we finished it. I need to slow down a second because I got a few people I need to thank. First off, I want to thank you for being here, REDEYEBROWN. Thank you so much,
I appreciate you having me.
I want to thank Sarah Hale for introducing us. She's an amazing person. I'm so thankful to her for all her help and friendship. I couldn't do without it right now in life, honestly.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
She's wonderful
Andrew
people.
and her have been so kind and sweet to me.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate them. Also, I need to thank Faith Duck for all her support for Guthrie Living and everything she's doing. Another person I know would love to see a community center up in Guthrie. I'd like to thank Division Street Dispensary for letting us use their back room. It's been kind of hectic and crazy, but it's been fun.
Yeah.
And then I think that's it. I'd like to thank Guthrie, everyone in Guthrie,
Yeah, absolutely.
for giving me this beautiful home to live in and this beautiful place. I know we may have issues, but we're a pretty good big family here.
Absolutely.
And I love it that way.
That's why I stay here. It's a beautiful place. And yeah, we have a family and community here. And
Well, I asked you to bring your guitar. Are you ready to play?
Yeah.
Play a song for us?
Absolutely. Let's
Awesome,
do that.
man. Let's do it.
Hey, I'll just go ahead and start. Cut. Hey, this is REDEYEBROWN, local Guthriean. I'm actually gonna play a song, and it's called Simple Things. I'm actually a pretty deep thinker and a complex thinker. I didn't say I was very educated, but I enjoy the simple things. I think we should all enjoy the simple things a little bit more and stop taking things for granted. And this is why I wrote this song, is to just sit there and realize that we have so much beauty around us that is that you're unaware of, because we live in this fast life society, and I think we should all take a little bit of time to slow down and enjoy what's going on around us. So this is called Simple Things.
Never been one to ask for much. I just wanna watch the sunrise. Let the steam roll from our cup. On a cold winter morning, I wanna climb that hill with you. A faint breeze and the hint of perfume. Our eyes are locked and lips are shut. As we cast our dreams, and I don't wanna sit around and rust. I just wanna live my whole life. Let the sand be at our touch. On a late summer evening, and I wanna build that field with you. A stained tree in the center further. Our wives are lost and the ship has sailed. 'Cause we